Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Beautiful Truth 7. Like our video, like and subscribe. Press the button on the bottom. And we did want to start talking today about what's going on today. We do have, we got to turn that down.
Okay, I was trying to make sure we had audio because we were having some technical difficulties the last few minutes. So I slimmed our time down a little bit, but we got it all together now. So it looked like our audio's on. So cool. Go ahead, Mom. You can continue.
Yeah. So anyway, what we're talking about is the world events that's happening today. So I kind of wanted to talk about the things that's happening today. About it kind of got me concerned. I'm pretty sure quite a few people are concerned about. Everybody wants to see Donald Trump go to jail. I don't want to see no president go to jail because that scares me. None. Whether I like you, whether I don't like you,
all or none. All or none.
Yeah.
How about that? All or none.
That's type of stuff that, let me get a little bit in so you guys can see me. That type of stuff scares me. So we don't even want to see that happen. And I knew it was something because it was on my mind. I was like, I'm going to have to talk about it because we don't see that kind of stuff happen. I mean, I never seen nothing like that happen.
I mean,
as a child,
especially if it's something that's going to happen, it should happen over something worth it and over something that's not petty, because what you don't do is don't start locking presidents up for petty stuff. For petty stuff. That's not what we start doing, because the whole reason why I feel like the whole situation is going on with all the lies and everything is because, I think the taxpaying citizens have been pretty lenient with Congress. They've been pretty lenient with the presidents. We've been pretty lenient with our tax dollars money. We understand that there's, some type of privacy that needs to be kept, to the point where you guys have been so private about things and that now things are coming out. We see lies and we see a lot of stuff, and we're still paying our taxes. We're still doing our thing because we understand that there's a line of privacy that needs to be respected, when really it doesn't. Everything should be public, but we've let you guys have this privacy to the point where it's just a little too extreme, where it's kind of, getting a little tyrannical because, and I use that word because, when you start locking when you want to lock one certain president up for something so petty, when so many presidents, no matter which side that you guys believe on, Democrat or Republican, has done so much, no matter what. I mean, they have all committed crimes, in and out, kept paperwork. And when I say in and out, I mean in and out of office. And,
hush money or not,
a lot of people gave people hush money, killed people, all kinds of shit, just to be able to keep themselves going with their name not stained of a certain thing that they didn't want out there. So it's been happening, so to do something so petty, and then you got the news have been talking about actually arresting this man. They've been trying to talk about it for quite a bit of time, but to get him to actually where he admitted to it himself, when honestly, when you really look at it, I mean, did he admit it? I mean, was it on his, I got to see his little social media post he possibly would have did about it, but it's all been saying he said. So I still want to see him say it.
I just want to know, was it that extreme to want to put him in jail, being at the status that he's at?
And he's a former, the status as in he's a former.
Yeah.
He's a former person that's been in that chair, president of the United States, former president of the United States. Okay. We found out a lot of stuff about former presidents way after they're done, and that has not sent the guards on them. We found out a lot of stuff about the last 5, 6 presidents. We still going back, finding out stuff about these presidents. Nothing that has made you have to send the guards out.
Right.
And to me, who's calling this? Who's calling this? Because my thing is, the stuff that the Americans are concerned about, Democrats or Republicans, I tell you what, Democrats or Republicans, Americans are not concerned about what Trump is doing with some hush money, giving it to some side chick that he had. Democrats or Republicans' lives are not being affected by that. Nobody cares about that. Nobody is asking for that. Who is asking for this? Who is asking for him to be arrested over something so petty? I don't think either side, or even the ones who don't pick either side, nobody's asking for this, because nobody feels like it's affecting how their life is with anything.
That they're making
his personal issues ain't got nothing to do with me. Everybody has a right to have personal situations. Nobody's perfect.
Exactly. And my thing is too, people tend to point the finger at, let's just say, celebrities, politicians, people that they put on TV, just famous people or whatever. Nobody's perfect. We all got flaws. We all poop. We all get sick and blow our nose. We all have, all of it, but we still functioning. We do our thing. We live, we do what we have to do. So
I mean,
it's crazy to me.
And nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. And, a lot of people, I'm probably going to be calling out a lot of people coming in the future, but a lot of stuff. Nobody is perfect, but at the same time, the pettiness though, what is we letting slide compared to what we really letting slide?
What we should be really focusing on.
It's a lot of stuff we should be worried about. It's a lot of stuff we should be worried about, not what Trump doing with hush money and where he's sticking his stuff. Nobody cares. No, that's not affect that. We don't care about none of that. The only person who should be being affected by that is his wife and whoever he's dealing with in his personal life. But it has nothing to do with nobody else.
Like we said, nobody's perfect. And number two, presidents have paid hush money forever. Regular people have paid for hush money. I know people who've paid hush money. I mean, it's just, it's just ridiculous to this point. But
I mean, and it goes to no matter what side you're on, whether you don't believe in none of these things at all, whether you don't care, you voted for this man who's senile to get this other man out of office because you just didn't want him there. Whatever you believe in, whatever you feel, however biased that you are, you shouldn't let your biasness be so high to a certain point that you are blinded by some pettiness that should not be applied. And y'all just realized I just realized my damn hold up. I just realized something real quick.
Yeah.
But anyways, you should not be blind by hold on one second, you guys.
Yeah, I already knew that, but I knew we were busy.
They're gonna make a difference now. Anyways, y'all, I forgot to put my damn ring light on. It's daytime. Everything was still looking good anyway. But anyways, you should not let the biasness get so, blinding you so much that you can't see when somebody's being obviously jailed over something so petty. We can't let that start happening to people, no matter how much you don't like people, no matter how much you don't like somebody, because that's the beginning of us all being subjected to going down for something very petty, very petty. And no, I mean, come on, no matter what, even if you hate this man, you should have some type of clarity in your brain to be like, hold up. I hate him so much that I hate him for X, Y, and Z that he did. I'm actually mad because I know he did this and this and this, and he's the reason for this and this and this, because he's the reason for this and this and this. So why the hell are they getting him for? You should be really trying to see it. Why? Because you supposedly hate him for X, Y, and Z, which is, I guarantee you, has nothing to do with Stormy Daniels.
Basically. Yeah.
But I hate him because he's the reason for this, this, and this, and he's the reason for the border or whatever halfway done or whatever you want to blame your blamings on of him. Why aren't they taking him for those blamings of him that you're saying and all that stuff that's on the news and all that? No, they're taking him for something that nobody gives a shit about, not affecting nobody's life.
That's true. So, okay, we don't want to indulge and dwell on that too much because we have a lot of things to talk about.
Oh, I had a lot of good stuff. We was having audio issues, so now I got to get my mind back.
Yeah,
swerving into the mix because I was ready to give it. I was giving it to y'all on complete no audio. It was so good, and it was like I look at the comments. I'm like, no audio, huh?
So, we want to talk about what's up with we go to the grocery store, we find out our bill's like $110, and it's like 4 grocery bags you're walking out with, which is like bread,
3
bread, milk, maybe a piece of meat. I don't eat meat, but people eat meat. Peanut butter and jelly. You're like $100, and you got less than like 4 bags. So it's just we're dealing with the food situation.
And of course, we know they're gonna blame that on. They're gonna blame that on the situation going on with the Ukrainian war and all that stuff. And on top of it, speaking of that situation, I want everybody to keep this in their brain too. I got to go back to. I don't want to spend too long on that, but I want people to. Back on this Trump situation, but I do want to bring this up really quick. While we were talking about this, I did want to talk about this. This is a weird coincidence that I feel like we need to keep this in mind. The coincidence of so the day that pretty much Trump announced that he was going to be arrested on Tuesday, which is today, the day that Trump announced that he was going to possibly be arrested, he announced that. And then if we pay attention, there's so much stuff going on that they drop in our heads. It's hard to just make the connection. But the day before that, the International Criminal Court had put out an arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin's arrest. And I guess an arrest warrant for war crimes, and I guess the way he had, I don't know, something with him transporting the children out of Ukraine to Russia, something like that. So they got him for that. Well, they didn't get him yet. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to arrest him. I mean, he's an ex-CIA agent. We'll see. I don't know how y'all gonna be able to do that. But the important thing is we have to pay attention. Like, it was right that next we're hearing about arrest warrant being put out for Putin from the International Criminal Court. We're hearing that. And then the next day we're hearing about Donald Trump's like, oh, I might be arrested on Tuesday. So it's important for us to just pay attention to the coincidences, because that right there is a coincidence. Like, because when Trump was in office and they were, meeting up with each other and everything, I mean, a lot of people wanted it to go bad. They wanted it to be a bad thing. They wanted them to not, click off good or whatever. And no matter how people feel, I mean, Trump or Putin ain't dumb. They not dumb. They know when you come across what it is, respect it. So, that's why Putin, he didn't do not one drop of invading while Trump was in office. He paused everything he was doing. So, we got to pay attention to that coincidence, though, because that's interesting to me how, and what's interesting is the Democrats is pretty quiet. They are so quiet right now. It's like something else is going on. They're so quiet. There's an arrest warrant out for Putin, and then Trump talking about he might be arrested on Tuesday. And I know in everybody's brain, they just like, I don't care. I just want to see this man in handcuffs, which is, this is why you're okay with the pettiness going on, because that's all you aspire is for that. Like, that's going to solve your problems. That's not going to solve none of your problems. But, something's going on, though, for sure. If they're arresting one president, but they're not arresting these other presidents who have really done crime. So if that's happening, then that means, think about common sense in your head. Then that means the leaders who are feeling this way, leaning this way about the world, which is obviously the opposite of it's seeming like from the outside, it seems like it's the opposite of what people like Trump and Putin believe. If Trump and Putin is getting arrested, what does that tell you? That means look like they might be possibly getting the people out of the way that's in their way. And and Trump said it. He said, I'm in their way. I'm in their way. So, I keep having to check on my audio. I'm trying to make sure our audio is good, you guys. So, but anyways, so I just want us to I just had to go back to that coincidence real quick. But yeah, that's an interesting coincidence. But anyways, you were talking about the food shortages and stuff like that. That's a whole nother thing. Everything is easy to blame on Ukraine. Everything is very easy to blame on all that stuff. And I don't even want to get too crazy, but I'm over here as quiet as it's kept. How is this able to be happening? And the person who's in office now, with his past Ukraine dealings, all this going on. I mean, come on, nobody's caring about looking at that. And I don't even want them to arrest him about that anymore, because that's just another thing for people to be distracted about in 4 more years. Let's talk about the laptop, Hunter Biden's laptop, and Joe Biden getting his free money off Ukraine, breaking his side piece off. That money's not coming back. I don't even give a shit no more. Who cares? Let's move on to the whole next thing, because that's just to keep us busy. Whoever wins this next 4 years of election, say it's not Biden. Okay, and then all of a sudden they want to start talking about this laptop. All of a sudden they want to start talking about this side money he might be getting from Ukraine. Don't fall for it. This is just to keep you busy for another 4 years talking about that, to never really arrest anybody.
Do anything about it.
This is just to keep you like, oh, yeah, calling your friends on the phone. Oh, your president about to go to jail. All this stupid shit, okay? You guys have everybody fighting, looking at each other all crazy, judging each other. Don't fall for it. It's all to keep everybody busy. And it's hard for me to believe that they're going to arrest any president, period, because it's almost like they let you be president to be like, do whatever you want. Make your own deals. Make your deals, do what you want. Just follow such and such and such. Make sure we push this certain shit going and pass the country over for another 4 years, 8 years, whatever it is. But, make you some money while you at it on the side. I don't be surprised if that's what they hear, And, people could try to say what they want to say about this man, this red-haired man, Trump. I mean, he didn't have to go become a president to make no side money. He didn't have to do that. So, anyways, it get crazy out here. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, like I was saying, we don't want to even dwell into that too much. And, like I said earlier, but yeah, it's weird going to the grocery store. You're buying stuff, right? You're seeing stuff empty. And, the weird part about it is I seem to have this feeling that I know it's plenty of food there. That puts no fear in me at all of food being gone, food this. It's not there the next day. Go 2 or 3 days later, you'll see it again. The funny part that gets me is you go to one place, we're out of, let me give an example of, we're out of ice cream. Then you go to another place, so much ice cream. That's why it's really hard for them to install that fear of the food, because, and I know people talk about it like, the food, because there's not one part of food there, but there's so much food on this end. When I start seeing it, never, that's when I feel like you should wonder. But while you're still seeing it, like, well, we don't have your certain flavors of iced teas here, but then you go to another spot, you got 12 flavors of everything here. You're like, okay, but it's telling me we don't have it for here, we don't have it for there. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do with people.
Just all fear in you. Just keep you in fear, because when you think about it, nothing really ever is gone or away. When you look back on it, it's all just to install fear in you.
It makes me feel like you're trying to put us back to maybe the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Remember that movie, you guys, how they were doing people on
Fury Road.
Yeah, just on weird things. The shortage of, when they were talking about the shortage of the milk, they had the ladies pumping the milk out and doing that. Well, when you start doing that type of deal, then I'm gonna start wondering. But until then,
Oh, the women who were pumping out the milk on Mad Max. Yeah, that was just, they had their own little economy going on with all
but
that.
it just makes you wonder because people say, "Oh, it's just movies, it's just movies," but it's weird. Movies.
Oh, they make a lot of movie about desertation.
Things have been happening in movies that you've been kind of.
look at the new one we watching, Last of Us. Everything is going to be, gone. That's what they're trying to put out there. That's what they want people to manifest, because they put out there what they want you to manifest.
But I just want you guys to know, we live one day at a time. We have to be doing positive things, to make positive affirmations, to put that in the air, to keep the positiveness going is what I wanted to say.
And we have to be doing it with our moves every day, our little moves every day, in and out.
Yeah, in here. Positive.
The way you're waking up, the way the first thing you're doing, addressing your family, what's the vibes your family's getting from you, Are you in a good mood in the morning?
And you may not be in a good mood. I'm not a morning person. I wake up, I have attitude. I like to be just very quiet. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, you have to, once you get your functions going and you get up and you start moving around, then, it's a whole nother day. You can fix what happened yesterday. You can fix it today. That's the thing with us. We get a second chance a lot. All the time. Look, you break your foot heals, you back walking again. You do this heals, you're back doing this again. You got sick, you're under the weather. Look, days after that, you get better. You're like, oh, I'm popping. I'm back moving. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Let's go do stuff. Let's just go have a good time.
What they say before we get out of here, I'm gonna say this real quick: the ups and downs. And I'm saying this to myself. This will keep me going. The ups and downs. The ups and downs. It's like the what they call it, that line. The up and down line that's keeping the lifeline. The lifeline that's
I might get that tattooed on me.
Yes, lifeline. And guess what? The minute that motherfucker go flat, you don't want that. Where it's just like nothing. That means you're dead. So you want it to always be up, down, up, down, up, down. That means life. So, that's what's important and what we all have to remember. Up, down, that lifeline. That's lifeline. That flat line, that's no life. That's death. So anyways, you guys, we're going to be getting out of here. But
we would like for you to subscribe,
and subscribe. It's like something crazy always be happening. Yeah. We try to make our videos. Y'all, I done spent here for 25 minutes, 10 minutes talking on the first video. I'm like, no audio. 20 minutes trying to get the audio together. Had to grab a whole nother computer. But anyways,
try to share with your friends, and we have better things coming and things to talk about, and eventually, we want to start talking to people and seeing what your views are just on anything.
Yeah, eventually we can let people call in and stuff like that. So all that stuff will be fun. Okay, cool. So we'll see you guys later. Peace. You guys have a fantastic day.